The bank officer's voice barely shifted when he said it. Steady, practiced, almost tired, as if he'd delivered the same line 100 times that morning. "Ma'am, the payment on your $500,000 mortgage is now 90 days overdue." For a moment, I couldn't speak. I just stared at the wall across from me, following the thin cracks in the paint like a map I had never noticed before. My pulse didn't spike. My breathing didn't falter. Instead, something colder and heavier slipped into my chest because I hadn't bought a house. I hadn't signed a single document. Yet someone had used my name, my credit, my life as if it were their own. In that strange, suspended second, a memory surfaced. My sister's laugh, bright and sugary, the same laugh she used to charm strangers, bosses, and our parents when she wanted something. I used to think it was genuine. I used to think she saved that softness for me because we were close once, close enough that people mistook us for best friends instead of siblings. She had come to me for everything: rent money, car repairs, homework help, a couch to sleep on, a resume to fix, a breakup to cry through. And every time, I stepped in without hesitation, believing it was loyalty. She called me the responsible one, said it with affection, and I never noticed the bitterness hidden behind it, the resentment of someone who wanted the benefits without the effort. So when she told me months earlier that she had finally found her dream house, I believed her excitement. I believed she'd earned a little miracle. I didn't know she'd use my identity to get it. I didn't know she'd pull our parents into the lie. They'd always repeated the same line: family takes care of family, but I didn't realize they meant me taking care of them, endlessly, unquestioningly. The bank officer asked if I wanted the documents emailed. I told him yes, calm as ice, and hung up. When the documents arrived, I opened them immediately. Seeing my name typed in bold next to a mortgage I had never approved was surreal. My social security number, perfect. My signature, nearly flawless, so close to mine that I had to tilt the screen and study each curve. But then my eyes dropped to the cosigner line. There it was. My mother's signature. Not forged.
Real. Clear.
Deliberate. The betrayal didn't strike like lightning. It moved like smoke, slow and suffocating. I replayed every moment from the past year. My sister asking to borrow my car just for a day, asking for my Netflix password, asking me to help her with one last favor. I saw everything I had missed: the cracks, the shifts, the warnings disguised as small inconveniences. People don't transform overnight. They reveal themselves gradually, and I had ignored every sign. My first instinct wasn't anger. It was clarity. Sharp, cold, and steady. Emotions are dangerous in situations like this. They cloud judgment. And my family, in their arrogance, had been sloppy enough to commit mortgage fraud in a state that takes those charges seriously. I called only one person, my attorney, a man efficient enough to make silence feel like a strategy. I forwarded the documents. Minutes later, he replied with a list of options: legal, clean, devastating. For the first time in months, I felt air expand fully in my lungs. This wasn't going to be a screaming contest or a teary confrontation. It was going to be a silent, precise game of strategy. And I already knew their blind spots. First, I froze my credit. Then I officially reported the fraud. Then I filed an affidavit naming every person responsible. I didn't write my family. I wrote their actual names. After that came the petition with the county, foreclosure and transfer of ownership pending a fraud investigation. It required a sheriff's presence during the review. My attorney arranged the visit. I cleared my schedule. When the day arrived, we drove to the house, my house, technically, thanks to their scheme. Before I even stepped inside, I heard champagne corks popping. Laughter drifted through the open windows. My sister's voice rose above the rest, full of smug victory. Celebration. The taste of their success must have been sweet, right up until the moment the sheriff's boots thudded against the pristine tile behind me. The officer in charge carried the file, with my forged signature clipped neatly on top. I walked into the living room. My sister froze mid-toast. The champagne glass slipped from her fingers. It hit the floor and shattered, sharp and sudden, like the sound of something breaking inside her. My mother went ghost white. My father stumbled to his feet, the blood draining from his face. I didn't speak. I simply handed the sheriff the file. "We're here to discuss a fraud claim filed by the legal owner of this property," he announced. My sister's voice cracked around a whisper. "You wouldn't." I met her eyes, steady and hollow. "I already did." The excuses came spilling out, stammering, crying, scrambling attempts to rewrite their choices. But explanations don't erase felony charges. They don't undo forged documents. They don't stop foreclosure proceedings. The sheriff began photographing every room, every detail.
My sister begged. My mother pleaded.
My father cursed. I stayed silent. I had never felt so still, so controlled, so powerful. Within a week, they were out, forced to pack up their belongings under watch, humiliated, exposed. The house reverted to the bank. My name was cleared. Theirs were not. The calls stopped. The guilt trips evaporated. Whatever illusion of family, we had disintegrated quietly. People think revenge is loud, but the most devastating kind requires no raised voice, just signatures, paperwork, and unwavering silence. I didn't have to destroy them. I simply let the truth do what it does best. And when everything settled, I realized something profound. They hadn't just stolen my identity. They had unintentionally handed me back my freedom. So I walked away without looking back, because some doors don't need to be slammed. They just need to be locked forever.